Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into The Next Millionaire Next Door. This book distills more than 20 years of research, and we're going to break down the surprising, totally evidence-based habits of America's self-made wealthy. You'll see how their strategies are, believe it or not, more relevant today than ever before.
So let's just start with a simple question. Close your eyes for a second. When I say the word millionaire, what's the first image that pops in your head? Seriously, what do you see?
I'm willing to bet it's something straight out of the movies or Instagram, right? You know, the luxury cars, the sprawling mansions, and this flashy lifestyle that seems to be powered by some kind of massive paycheck. But is that picture real?
Well, here's the problem. We're flooded with these shiny, glittering images all day long. Social media has made it so much harder to tell the difference between the myth of wealth and the reality. It's a huge distraction from what actually works.
But that's why we're here. We're going to push all those myths aside and look at what the hard data actually says. What does it really take to build wealth in America today? I promise you, the answer is probably not what you're thinking. And honestly, it's much more attainable.
All right, so let's tackle the biggest myth of them all. This is the one that trips almost everybody up. We think a big income means a big net worth. But they're not the same thing. Not at all. And you know, getting those two mixed up is one of the main reasons we all feel so much anxiety about money.
And that confusion? It has real-world consequences. I mean, look at this. The American Psychological Association found that for almost 2/3 of Americans, money is their #1 source of stress. That's more than work stress, health stress, or even family stress. It's huge.
Okay, let's get this crystal clear, because understanding this one thing is the key to the whole millionaire next door mindset. Income, that's just a cash flow. It's what you earn, it's what comes in, and usually it's what goes right back out. It's for spending. But wealth is different. Wealth is what you keep. It's what you accumulate. It's your net worth. It's not about what you earn, it's about what you build.
So, if they aren't the flashy types we see on TV, who are these real millionaires? Well, the data gives us a portrait that just completely shatters that popular image.
The myth tells us it's all about a massive income, tons of spending, and probably a big inheritance. But the reality, which is backed up by decades of actual research, shows the complete opposite. Real millionaires are defined by their high net worth, their frugal habits, and the fact that they are overwhelmingly self-made. And the data here is just so interesting. Yeah, their median income is solid, $250,000 is great, but it's not some crazy off-the-charts number. And just look at the cars they drive. Toyota, Honda, Ford. But the number that really gets me, the most powerful one on this whole slide, 86%. A staggering 86% of them are self-made, with $0 of inheritance.
And wow, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? This comes from the son of a surgeon, a high-income doctor. But his dad lived so far below his means, so quietly, that his own kids had absolutely no idea he was a multimillionaire until after he passed away. That is the millionaire next door. So if it's not some huge paycheck or a trust fund, what's the secret sauce? The research is totally clear on this. The #1 thing that drives wealth is your behavior. It's all about your habits, day in and day out. It really has very little to do with the size of your salary. So the book gives a name to the people who are really good at this. They're called prodigious accumulators of wealth, or PAYs for short. These are the folks who are just masters at turning their income into actual wealth. And by studying their habits, we basically get a blueprint for financial success. And what's the one behavior they all have in common? What's their defining trait? Frugality. Get this, a full 70% of the millionaires they studied said they have always been frugal. This isn't something they started doing last year. It's not a fad. It's a core, lifelong way of being. You know, at the end of the day, building wealth is just simple math. You just have to save more than you spend. But it's discipline that makes that math actually work. It's the thing that lets you do it over and over again. And it's not about depriving yourself. It's just about being consistent.
Okay, let's talk about the biggest opponent in this game, consumerism. The pressure to buy is just everywhere. Millionaires win this game because they develop what the book calls social indifference. It's basically a superpower that lets them just ignore what everyone else is doing and buying.
And check this out.
The most a typical millionaire has ever spent on a single pair of jeans is $50. For sunglasses, $150. For a watch, $300. Now, these aren't numbers that scream, I'm depriving myself. They're just reasonable. It's a universal way from the luxury brands we're told are the markers of success.
And here's that data in real life. This is a quote from a millionaire attorney. He's not buying expensive designer jeans. He's buying $12 Wranglers at Walmart because he knows they'll last a decade. He's focused on value, not status. And that mindset is what frees up his money to be invested and grow.
Now, the car, that's the ultimate status symbol for so many people. And yet, the data could not be clearer. The top 3 car brands for millionaires are Toyota, Honda, and Ford. They're choosing reliability and a low cost of ownership over a flashy logo every single time.
And this all leads to maybe the most crucial point of all. Your single biggest financial decision is the home you buy and the neighborhood you choose to live in. Why? Because that one choice sets all the cues for everything else. It influences the car you feel you need to drive, the schools your kids go to, the clothes you wear, your entire lifestyle. Living in a modest home is a true cornerstone of building wealth.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. What are the big, actionable ideas we can pull from all this research? How do we forge our own path to financial freedom?
Here it is, the blueprint. It's pretty simple, really. First, you have to live below your means. Make saving and investing the priority, not spending. Second, you have to tune out the noise. Ignore the social pressure and what everyone else is buying. Third, take 100% responsibility. Your financial future is on you. And finally, be smart about your resources. Focus your time, your energy, and your money on the things that actually build long-term wealth.
And what's the whole point of doing all this? Well, the book is really clear that the end goal isn't just hitting a certain number in your bank account. It's about the freedom. It's the security. It's the deep satisfaction you get from building a life on your own terms. It turns out, the journey itself is the real reward. So the data is undeniable. Wealth isn't something you find, it's something you build. One smart, disciplined choice at a time. The path is right there for anyone who wants to follow it. The only real question left is, what choices will you make to write your success story?